Well, welcome back to another edition of 42nd Street Pete's Grindhouse, really weird cinema. And before I start, this is Sunday. We all know what happened. I'm not going to fucking elaborate on it. I'm not going to say what I think. All I'm going to say is this. I appreciate everything in my life that my fans and friends have brought me. I appreciate the career I have had, and I thank all of you for it. The reason I'm saying this now is because I really have this ominous feeling that shit's going to happen, and I really wanted to get some stuff out there. And a lot of people in my life have done me good, and people who have in my corner supported my work, and I could spend an hour going over a laundry list of people. Unfortunately, a lot of them are no longer here, like Jack Ketchum, Gary Kent, Gary Clark, Sid Haig, and Marilyn Chambers, and others. But to the people that are here, like Lorena Fays, Lisa Petrucci, John Schatzer, Gonzo, Grindhouse Releasing with Bob, and the Fusebox Show with Mark, and other magazines and other people, and Steve from Shock Cinema. Is a big list, and I thank them. I appreciate them. I appreciate you that tune in and watch this thing. I appreciate people that actually enjoyed my work. And like I said, this just gives me the ominous, creepy feeling that any day I may not be here, and maybe you won't be here too. It's a fucked up thing to think of, but I think a fucking really bad line was fucking crossed, and we were lied to. Not that I bought any of the shit from that asshole, but be that as it may, again, my thanks, and I hope this isn't what I think it is. But now on to something that I know what it is. Back in 1974, a company called Hallmark Releasing, yes, the same Hallmark Releasing that gave us Last House on the Left, was bringing in other stuff, putting other films like Don't Look in the Basement, and they come up with this one, Don't Open the Window, which is a film under many titles. Among them, Let Sleeping Corpses Lie, Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue, or Breakfast at the Manchester Morgue. Anyway, this was brought in, released as Don't Open the Window, whatever's out there will wait, and somebody really took a scissors to this thing. And it starts off with Ray Lovelock as George driving his motorcycle and gets rear-ended by this chick, and she has to drive him somewhere. But in the interim, there's this big machine that's throwing off fucking supposedly low-level radiation to kill insects. Basically, it makes the insects go insane and attack each other. But it's also making newborn babies attack their caretakers and their mothers, as well as rising from the dead, freshly dead corpses. So there's an encounter with this waterlogged corpse that scares the shit out of everybody, and the photography is great. I'm talking about the unedited version. The edited version I saw at a drive-in. It was might have been paired with Don't Look in the Basement, and honestly, it was cut to the point where it was incomprehensible, and we didn't know what the fuck was going on. And what really is going on is it's this fucking machine. And Arthur Kennedy, who had expatriated over there for a bunch of films, is the mean inspector in this one. And he's basically blaming George, because he's a fucking hippie, for this murder that happened, or this disappearing vagrant or whatever. Well, anyway, they get sort of trapped in this cemetery, and they're with a cop, and these dead guys are walking around, and they are superhumanly strong, as the cop tries to make a break for it. And one of these things just picks up a fucking tombstone and throws it at him, breaking his leg, ripping it open. Then they descend on him and start ripping the leg open and basically start eating him. Now they're trying to get into the mausoleum, and one of them set on fire. They do go up fast. So now something was brought into the Manchester morgue, a corpse, and all of a sudden these corpses come to life. And there's a scene that's really cut away in the first, the Don't Open the Window version, where basically this nurse is like eviscerated right in front of you and eaten. It all goes crazy. The morgue and the hospital are full of the Walking Dead. They get in there, they set him on fire, but the inspector kills George and goes home later on to find George dead waiting for him and kills him. As far as Night of the Living Dead rip-offs go, this was probably one of the best ones, but unfortunately, like I said, for the U.S. release, it got chopped to shit. It's been, like I said, released on multiple titles. Let Sleeping Corpses Lie from Anchor Bay, Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue from Blue Underground, and now I think Synapse has it for some strange reason. I mean, how many fucking times are you going to buy the same movie? I really liked it. I didn't like it, first time when I saw it theatrically because, like I said, it made very little sense. And there's also a scene in there where they're gonna turn. This is how they get. The thing branches out to the Manchester morgue. The people on that machine decide to turn it up a notch to see what it does, and George is trying to shut it down by beating the shit out of it and breaking it, but they put it back together. Forgot that part. But like I said, anyway, definitely worth the look. It may be floating around on Tubi. A lot of weird stuff's been popping up on Tubi lately, which, like I said, for that little group of films I talked about, saved me the cost of fucking wasting money on it. So, well, all I can say, my friends, is stay safe. And again, my thanks for tuning in, my thanks for subscribing, and my thanks for your support. And hopefully we'll catch you on the flip side.